Oh, I want to welcome Maestro. This is a new colleague for me. This is the first time that we've ever met, but we've been corresponding via email, and he's got some really cool ideas about some video marketing stuff to share with you. So without further ado, I'm just going to pass off the mic to Maestro, and he's going to take it away.
All right, first of all, let me make sure that everybody can hear me. Then everybody can hear me good? I had to change my audio up real quick.
I think we're good.
Okay, all right, good. Like I said, I knew we were having a few technical difficulties with some people's sessions, so I want to make sure everything was all right. First of all, I just want to give a big shout out to Adrian. Thank you for having me here for Groundhog Day. I'm very grateful to be here. Another shout out to Michelle. She actually was the one who got me hip that this was even happening. So I want to thank her. And hope you all are ready for some edutainment today. I'm going to combine a little bit of what Paul had, we'll say he gave us a preliminary content about what we're going to be talking about today. My presentation is called Building a Video Marketing Machine with WordPress and PrestoPlayer. And he talked a lot about the golden nuggets of using YouTube. So I want to piggyback off of his session because I feel like it's very relevant. So yeah, let me get started. Before I actually get started, I don't like to give too much of an introduction, but just a little bit about my background and about me. I have a creative agency called The Iconic Expressions, and we actually have a platform that's more of a subdivision called Iconic Templates. So that's what this this presentation is brought to you by, is our Iconic Templates platform. Another cool thing too about this is, well, let me hit the record button. So Adrian, I don't know how you're going to feel about me adding a few sound drops, but I am using a Rodecaster, so I'm recording multi-sequence where I'm going to send you the audio so you can use the audio with or without the sound drops. Is up to you, but I don't like to have boring presentations. So, I'm just a big fan of just being off the cuff with things, including this integration with PrestoPlayer, because this is pretty new. And so it seems like I'm about to be the first person to kind of present this live for us today. So let's get into it. So what is video marketing? Video marketing is the use of video content to promote a brand or product. This can take many forms, from short videos promoting a product or service to longer form documentaries about a company or its products. Video marketing can also be used to drive traffic to a website or social media page, as well as create engagement with customers and potential customers, like your prospects, or even potential clients as well. So we're going to talk about 5 things today, just 5 main points, and then I'm going to leave some room for a QA, because I'm not going to dive too deep into things. I know people would have questions. I want to give you some answers. So first, we're going to talk about video customization. Then we're going to get into video marketing. Then we're going to get into video optimization. Next will be marketing automation. And last but not least, we will have video analytics. I just see somebody says they literally just put somebody on to PrestoPlayer. I think it was Kurt. So this is great timing. Oh yeah. You know what, Kurt? You're going to get a Dr. Marco for that. All right, let's get into it. Video customization. So I'm going to read a little bit of text, but more importantly, I'm going to demonstrate this joint, right? Because this is what you guys need to see. I don't like to just go off of a slide deck. That's pretty boring to me. I want to show you the inside of WordPress and how this works and how to set everything up. But I guess, I wanted to use fundamental slide deck way with things, I guess, because that's just how we do things. So video customization. Let's start off with the 4 main parts I want to show you today, which are going to be global branding, adding your brand colors, your default presets, and using custom CSS for you developers and designer nerds out there. See, I'm a nerd, but I ain't that kind of a nerd. Like, I don't get too deep in the weeds when it comes into HTML and CSS and all that stuff. I'll use my developers for that. All right, so sorry about that. Let's get into video customization. So right now I'm in WordPress and I already have PrestoPlayer integrated on my website, right? So I already have the plugin. You can download it for free in the WordPress repository. But for the aspect of integration with Groundhogg, you are going to need the pro version. So for some of this, you can use the free version, but some things you are going to need the pro version. I just had to put that caveat out there because it is what it is. We're going to tell the truth around here. All right, so we're in PrestoPlayer settings right now. And in the settings, you're able to add your branding. Basically, you're able to add your brand mark or logo. So you see this cute little fella? I decided to represent for Groundhog Day today and just add him right in there, right? So that's Groundhog's logo. And then I also got Groundhog's color as best as I could using a color picker, an extension. And I just picked out the color from there where I thought it was one of their main brand colors. And I just threw that joint right in here. And this will give us some global branding aspects. So that way we can just apply it across the board for all of our videos. So as Paul mentioned, when you are creating your videos in YouTube and you want to double down on it, it's one thing having your video seen in YouTube. It's another thing taking that video you made in YouTube and then putting that on your website. So now you have two different places, and on your website, you have more flexibility than you would with YouTube, because with YouTube and Google, you got to play by Google YouTube rules. It's like, Google loves Google more than Kanye loves Kanye. You feel me? So you just got to do it like that. So default presets. We'll get into the presets here in a second, but if you wanted to have some default presets, say that you created a preset or there's a certain preset that you want to use for all of your videos across the board before you get into customization, you can do that right here. And then as I mentioned, for all you designer nerds out there, shout outs to you designer nerds out there, because we need you. I know I do. You can add some custom CSS right here, and then that way it'll apply to your web player and give you even more either functionality or more looks or more feel or styling to it. And then you can just make your videos look even more polished, right? And we all love polished. So let's move on. Let's move forward in the journey. Video customization. Now, this is what I call user experience features, right? The UX, not UI, not user interface, but user experience. What is the experience you're looking to give for your viewers, for your customers, your clients, your prospects, your watchers? Because that's a big thing that Vimeo and YouTube and other platforms don't give as well, is being able to create a customized experience for your people. So let me show you what that looks like in PrestoPlayer. So I'm going to go to a page, and then I'm going to go into the back end of one of my pages. So let's go to the home page, for an example here. All right, back here in the home page. And I'm using Gutenberg, the WordPress editor. I know we all have our preference and choices of using page builders, et cetera, but I'm using Gutenberg for the sake of this video. Or presentation, excuse me. So look at this guy. I think this guy is from GQ magazine. No, actually, it's Adrian, right, from Groundhogg. So if you click on this particular video right here, I just took some of Groundhogg's videos since, I just want to show love for the family. And I see it's all in the family over there. You want to click the video itself. And then once you click the video, there's this section here called Video Preset. And this is where, and this is the reason why I have the word pro right next to chapters and overlays, right? Because this is where you'll be able to actually change things up. So on the right-hand side, we have presets. This is pro. This is when you are adding custom presets, it's going to be a pro feature. But when you are doing just the free version of PrestoPlayer, you are able to adjust the video settings and add a poster image. So let me show you what that means. So here are your chapters, right? So this is what I'm saying as far as adding. And let me make sure you all can see my screen. Let me know if you all can still see my screen, because I don't see like the green box around it. So I want to make sure you're actually seeing. Okay, all right. Michael says yes. Good. All right, perfect. Perfect. All right. Just want to make sure. I'm gonna make sure now. Look, y'all gonna be awake in this presentation. I ain't falling asleep on a brother unless you took some Tylenol PM. Now, chapters, right? Chapters. This is going to be a pro version of PrestoPlayer, and so are overlays, right? But if you have the pro version, you can add chapters in here, which is really cool. So if I want to add a chapter to the player, I can do 30, and then I can say chapped, not chat GPT, but chapped 1, right? We're gonna say chap 1. Boom. Now we have chat 1. Now you see how it just created a little dot right here? That means that lets you know I got a chapter in there, right? So before they before they go on to the next book, we got our first chapter. If you want to create more chapters, we can create more chapters, but y'all know the point of creating chapters. I want to add an overlay. I can add a really cool overlay right here too as well, where you have that little, like, you ever see that little hand or a little arrow? See, Adrian's doing it right here, right? But if I wanted to and he wasn't there, we can add him as an actual overlay before you even press the video. And then when it comes to video settings, muted autoplay preview is also a pro version, and it's just that fancy thing that you've probably seen on a lot of like have you seen like the ClickFunnels videos and things like that? That's where you're going to really see that, because especially since Google does not like when videos play with the sound on. Google does not like that. I'm just letting y'all know they don't like it. They don't like it at all. So if you want to follow, get through Google's rules, make sure you have your video muted. But as far as autoplay and playing in line, you can get that for free in the free version of PrestoPlayer. And then, as I mentioned, video settings, poster image as well, you get free. So you can add an actual poster image. Say you don't like the thumbnail. So Paul mentioned really key nuggets, right, when it came to the thumbnail. And I hope Paul ain't getting offended because I ain't calling him Mr. Toby. I just wanted to make sure, like, don't get on me now, please. But Paul mentioned, having that thumbnail aspect of things, and that is very important. So thumbnail would be this poster image. You just use the term interchangeably in this situation. Now let's get into the cool part, which are the presets, because that's where people really want to get down and dirty and really customize things. So here are our video presets. With PrestoPlayer, you have these 5 so far as of today, but then you're also able to add new presets and create your own. And that's what comes with PrestoPlayer Pro, right? So if you want to add more presets, and they're basically just templates, right? We use these terms all the time, and I'm just like, okay, sometimes it gets confusing because they're interchangeable terms. This means that means this don't mean nothing, whatever. But presets is another term for creating a template for your video. So I've created 2 presets prior to this presentation. That way we can just get through things. But at the same time, I want to show you a little bit behind the scenes of what these presets look like. Looking at the chat. Oh yeah, I'll be dropping that deep humor now. We can't keep things, we can't make things boring. All right, so controls, behavior, style, and searchable captions. Again, this is just the way that I like to compartmentalize things, right? Some people like to compartmentalize, organize. Some people just like to be all, wishy-washy and all, like spaghetti. It just depends on what your style is. Speaking of style. So let's go to controls. So controls is what I would say that you're using this functionality right here to add or take away from the user experience. So if you don't want a person to have a large play button, which I don't know why, but some people don't want that large play button, you don't have to give it to them. If you don't want a person to rewind and go backwards, you're like, no, you got to move forward. This is the point of no return. You ever watch those movies where, the protagonist gets to that one part and then the door just locks behind them, or the machine just, blows up or whatever, and they can't go backwards? That's what that is right there. The point of no return. Ain't no rewind in this. You got to refresh the video in order to go backwards or watch it all over again. I'm just saying this to say that those are marketing features and opportunities for folks. So you can do rewind, you can change the take off the small play button, fast forward, progress bar, et cetera, and just be able to manipulate the type of video you want and experience you want to create with your users. What I also like about this is that you have different type of skins. So if you want to do a modern type of skin, or you want to do a basic type of skin, which is just you're putting like a layout over the video, you're able to do so also. behavior. So you can auto hide the controls if you want to. When a person is not hovering over the video, you can save play position. And this is really, really cool when it comes to learning courses or situations where you want a person, if it's a long video and you want them to come back to the video and go back to that same exact place where they left off, that is a good feature that you can just toggle on right there. You also have captions, focus mode, sticky on scroll. This is one of my favorite ones where you're watching the video. And when you scroll down, I'm going to show you a demonstration of this here soon. When you scroll down, the video still plays wherever position that you have it played at. And I think that's really cool because it allows a person to kind of, I don't want to say multitask, but if they are scrolling and they're doing something else, the video will follow them. And it's just something that I really think adds a great user experience for your users, for your watchers. And then if you're using YouTube, which again, I'm just piggybacking off of Paul. If you're using YouTube and when you want to add your video via YouTube, you have this toggle switch right here where you can hide the YouTube interface and take that old ugly interface off and just keep your styling attached to the video. And I really, really like that, as well as lazy loading videos too. And then remember when we added those branding components in the beginning, as far as the global is concerned, this is very similar to that. So you can decide whether or not you want to hide the logo. So you added the logo in the beginning, you can hide the logo, and then you can also add different colors for the caption background. And then the last one is searchable captions. So this is a newer feature of PrestoPlayer. It just came out, I believe, a month or so ago, where you can actually when you add your captions, people can literally search for the word and it goes directly to that place where that word is, kind of like the chapters. I think that's an awesome, awesome feature that most video players don't have. And it's something that you don't want to overlook, because if a person is searching for certain terminologies in your video, they can literally search in this searchable caption and go directly there. Again, you're just adding a great functionality, great features to the user experience when it comes to how they want to engage with the video. So those are what I call video customization user experience features, right? We went over the block settings and then the presets as well. Now let's get into some video marketing features and components. So this is more tied to lead generation. And it's very important that when we think about video marketing, we're not just thinking of it from a marketing with video aspect, right? I think a lot of people get that confused. I talk with clients, people all the time, and they're like, well, I have a video, it's on YouTube, and I'm promoting it on my social media pages. Okay, that's great. You're marketing the video, but that's not necessarily video marketing. Using your video to help you reach a goal and adding other functionalities to that video to help you reach that goal faster, right? That's video marketing in a nutshell. Not just marketing a video, putting it on social media platforms, but how does this video help you reach your goals? If you learn nothing today, keep that in mind. That's a key factor right there. And that's why these things are important. So when we think about video marketing, how can we use our video to help us reach our goals faster outside of just adding it on social media platforms or sharing it with our friends? And this is where PrestoPlayer comes in, and it does it really, really well. I don't even know if there's another plugin in WordPress that does this. So that's why this plugin, it's a gem. So email capture. This feature right here allows you to capture the email, and I'll show you what that looks like as well when I demonstrate this. So this feature is all about getting an email from a user, so that way a person doesn't have to go fill out a contact form. They don't have to go outside of the video experience in order to get the video. And what I love about Groundhogg's new integration with PrestoPlayer is that you don't even have to connect this with your email marketing platform, and it'll automatically add your emails to the contacts. And I think that that's awesome right there. But if I wanted to, I can say, hey, when do I want to show this sign up, right? This email capture feature. I can do that 50%. I can do it at 100%. I can do it at the start of the video. I can decide whether or not I want to skip it. Well, why would I want to decide whether or not I want somebody to skip this right here? Well, if you are creating an offer, and this video is a part of that offer, or you're creating a video that is the product and you want to give people like a small little snippet, right? A little sneak peek of the video. We like them sneak peeks, right? But you're like, hey, in order for you to watch the rest of this video, we gotta exchange some value here. I'm giving you some value. What value can I get from you? Typically that would be an email. And that's why you would decide whether or not you want skipping or you don't want skipping. I see somebody say, Nancy says, that's awesome. There's a lot of oohing and ahhing coming from my house watching this. Ooh, ah. I wish I had an ooh and ah sound bite, but I'm gonna give you an air horn for that one, okay? All right, so, but if you did want to integrate, and I'll show you what that looks like too, you can integrate it with other CRMs and email marketing tools. So yes, today is Groundhog Day, and we are demonstrating and showing Groundhog, but I don't like to hog anybody's preferences. You like that? Was that too corny for y'all? It's all right. Y'all gonna wake up sometime. So if you did have other platforms and things that you wanted to use, you are able to do so with this particular feature right here. All right. Call to action. Call to action. When it comes to call to action, this is another marketing feature. So we talked about getting the email directly on the video. Now we're discussing calling somebody to action, right? We're ready to go. What do you want them to do? Because after the video or before the video or during the video, you have an opportunity to not only engage with that person, but to get them to take an action, take the next step. What is the next step in your journey, right? Or in your buyer or your customers or your prospects journey. And this is where this call to action really comes in handy. And then you can add a link here too. So again, depending on where you want to send them, you can send them directly on the website, or you can send them off the website to somewhere else. Say you're doing affiliate marketing. Boom, bam, bang, papaya. Send them to that video marketing page, right? Or if you want to send them to your pricing page, boom, bam, bang, papaya. You send them to the pricing page. And then this is where that really comes in handy. And you can manipulate the headline, the bottom text. You can get really, really funky with it. That's all I got to say about that. Change the colors, the branding colors, background capacity. There's just so much features. I don't have time to go through every single piece, but I want to let y'all know that call to actions on a video is a part of video marketing, not just marketing a video. Then we have an action bar. So we like Action Jackson around here, right? Because we just getting all this action in. So we got the call to action, the action bar. I mean, you know, lights, camera, action. You're on stage right now doing a presentation in front of y'all. It's all action, taking actions. So we have the action bar. That is this little piece right here. This the section at the bottom. Just like the call to action and just like the email sign up feature, you're able to say, when do you want to display this right here? So I'm saying I want to display it at 25% of the video. So when they get a quarter through of the video, it's going to show this call to action bar. Again, I'm going to show you what this looks like in real time. But I just want to show you the behind the scenes first before we actually get to the demonstration aspect of things. And then just like the call to action, you can add a button link. So you can take them off the site, or you can keep them on the site. Now, the way that I like to utilize this and strategize is I like to combine these two. I'm a big fan of combining the action bar with the call to action. I like to do the action bar early because it's not an intrusive type of feature, right? It's not intruding on them. Yeah, you can say it's distracting if they see something at the bottom, but it's not keeping them away from watching the video. It's not stopping anything. It's not being directly in their face. So I like to do this early and combine this with the call to action and do the call to action sometimes at the end of the video or near the end of the video. But I do that action bar early because some people just they don't need to watch the whole video. They like, listen, I want to buy now. You see that that buy now meme? Like, let me give you your money. I want to buy now. You have some people that don't need to watch the whole thing. They just trust, they like, they know, they trust you, and they're ready to go right now. So that's why the action bar, throwing that joint right at the bottom, it works. And doing it early, it works. And then dynamic watermark. If you do want to have a watermark on the video, and this is, not something that you're going to use often, but say you don't want people to steal your videos, because identity theft is real out here, y'all. And so is, just people taking stuff that don't belong to them. You can add a watermark on there, and then that way it'll just add this little, you can barely see it because the search captions is on. Let me see. Let me turn this off real quick. Let me turn this off. All right, there we go. So and then you can see, you can barely see it. And you can say, you want to change every 10 seconds. You want at the right, top left. It just helps give you a layer of protection. Now, there is no 100% way to protect yourself, but you can mitigate a lot of issues with that. Jim. Hey, what's going on, Jim? Nice to see you here. All right, so let me keep going. So those are what I would consider video marketing features, and they're really, really good for lead generation. Okay, so I hope y'all got that. Because look, sometimes we gotta get where we gotta go, and for those who just want to waste time, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't time for that. All right, let me get to the next one. Video optimization. So let's talk about some video optimization techniques. And this is a combination between the plugin and the block settings. So let me go back here. Let me get out of here. And let's go back to the settings. All right. So you ever say a word and you said it so many times, and then when you start saying it in public, you could barely say that word? I mean, it'd be the easiest word, like blue. Like, man, did I spell blue right? I've said it so. Did I say that right? It just be things like that, especially when you're on the spot. But dynamically loading the JavaScript. So this is a great feature in PrestoPlayer that you can just toggle on. You don't have to know any magic, but it does say, please note, you may need to exclude the player script from combining, as well as enable CORS requests from some CDNs. So if you are using a CDN, you might have to address this right here. If you're not using a CDN, you are pretty good to go. But as usual, you always want to test. I know some of y'all used to hate that being in school. I know I did. But when it comes to WordPress and comes to building your marketing automations and funnels, it ain't too much testing you can do. You always want to test because there's always something that can go wrong. So toggle this on, test it, and that way it'll load your video a lot better. It's just going to give you some speed optimization opportunities. And then enable AJAX requests for progress integrations. This is particularly for people who are using some type of learning management system like LearnDash or other learning management plugins on their website. And it helps sync with that learning management plugin for progress integration, so it knows the progress as a student is going through the video. And I think that that's really, really cool. So for those of y'all who are using some type of learning management system, toggle that joint on. Performance preference and YouTube privacy. Now, the performance preference, I can't show you, but I can tell you where you would find it. And the only reason why I say I can't show you because I'm using YouTube for this demonstration. But with PrestoPlayer, you're able to use Vimeo, bunny.net, and then your regular storage hosting, which I would advise. Unless you got unlimited storage, I would not upload videos to your website. That's just me, but do you. Or as the kids say, do you, boo-boo, do you. So let's go back here. And then I'm gonna let the video load real quick. Okay, bing. So if I were using bunny.net, so say I wanted to add PrestoPlayer and use Bunny, right? So if I were using bunny.net, you would see one more toggle here that gives you the ability to load the video. It's like three options when you have the ability to load the video and say you want performance to be priority, or I believe, what is the other one? It's performance or speed. And you can choose which one you want to go. And that's when you're using bunny.net. And then when it comes to the YouTube, go back here real quick. Go to settings. I believe it's in here. I believe it's in the settings. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm okay with being corrected, y'all. Integrations in it right here. Boom. So YouTube. So privacy enhanced mode. If you want to do that, to add a little bit of privacy so that certain cookies aren't being tracked with viewing behavior, especially for those of y'all who are trying to follow like the compliance for GDPR, or what's that one for California called? I don't know what the one for California called. Like it's California. California. No, 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 no. I forgot the words to the song, but y'all know, if y'all old school like me, you know what I'm saying, you know the rest of that song. But if you want to add some privacy enhanced mode opportunities, you add that right here, and then you good to go. Put your channel ID, and you good. So we moving on. We are moving and grooving. See, we started off a little rocky in the boat, you know what I'm saying? We a little rocky, but we on the boat. We moving now. The boat got a little smoother over time. Might get a little smoothie after this. Okay, so marketing automation, creating video marketing and sales automations. Now, this is where I'm going to bring in Groundhogg. But again, if you have a different email marketing tool or something else that you prefer, a lot of these fundamental practices apply to that. But we gonna use Groundhogg. That's what we here for. So this is new. Like I'm gonna be honest, if I mess up, if something happens wrong, if there's anything that you're like, hey, that don't look right, hey, it is what it is, because I hadn't seen any videos yet on the integration with Groundhogg. And so when Adrian told me about this, I was like, oh, sweet. And then I'm trying to look up things, and I saw the documentation, but I ain't seen any videos. And this is because Adrian's like, this is new. Like, this is new, like that new school. So we're gonna do it together. We're gonna go through it together. So let me go back here and just let you all know that in order to use this integration plugin with Groundhogg, you are going to need PrestoPlayer Pro. So if you don't have PrestoPlayer Pro, or I believe a premium version of Groundhogg, you're not going to get this integration opportunity. So those are two things that you want to keep in mind. Just being honest and transparent. I ain't trying to sell y'all none of it. I'm just letting y'all know. But once you do that, let our powers combine. It's like Captain Planet. I was a big Captain Planet fan when I was growing up. So let's go back here and let's go to Groundhogg. And then I believe contacts is our first one. So I've added some contacts, some dummy contacts. I ain't calling nobody dumb in this contact list. I'm just saying I added a couple of dummy contacts on here so I can demonstrate to y'all what's going on. So I added some contacts here. And then after adding some contacts, I added some tags, because you got to tag your when it comes to creating your email automation functionality and sequences. So what I did was I added these tags here. I added the tags based on where I have the videos at. So for instance, I have a video here on the home page. So I added the video homepage tag. I also have a video here on the about page. So I added a about page video tag. You get my drift where I'm going with this. I added the tags of where the videos are. So that way, and this is a fundamental practice. Now, the cool part about Groundhogg, if I'm not mistaken, is that you still, without the tags, can get functionality out of PrestoPlayer. But if you're using something not in PrestoPlayer, I just want you to get in this good habit, right? It's good to start fundamental habits and then let these tools and these systems give us that leeway, give us the cheat code for it, the life hack, as we will. But I want you to understand the fundamental habit of adding tags in your system, so that way you can create automations, actions based off of that tag. So that's the first thing I did, was I added these tags in there. And they're pretty easy to add in Groundhogg. You just add new. Well, first of all, you got to actually type something in. So I'll say new tag, and then you can add a description, and bam, you just add new. Those of y'all who use Groundhogg, this ain't nothing new to you, by the way. But for those of y'all who it is, you want to add the tag in there, okay? So then once you add the tags, the next thing you want to do, and this is not like a linear situation. You can go back and forth between the two, but you can add the emails, or you can add your funnels. Now, I didn't create emails. And what I do like about Groundhogg is based on funnels that you create, it actually creates these preliminary template emails that you can just go in there and customize. I love that. I love templates. I like to have a little, give me the head start. You know what I mean? Like, you ever played on video games, or you're in a race, you're like, just give me a little bit of head start. You faster than me, just a little bit of head start. I want that head start. And that's where these templates come in play, right? So let's go to funnels real quick. Let me keep looking at my Diana, agreed about them templates. See, that's what I'm talking about. So in funnels, and what I did was I created a funnel based off of my tags. So however I tagged it, I created a funnel based off of that tag. And the reason why I did that is, again, going to your fundamental email marketing practices. And I like when I can see something clearly, especially when you're working with a big team and you have a whole bunch of funnels. I want something, excuse me, I want something that is going to give me a naming structure that is clear and concise. Because we all know, especially we'll be taking our notes and we be, jotting down things and typing things out, and we just be on the go, because we are agencies, freelancers, developers, entrepreneurs, et cetera, et cetera. Sometimes we get a little lazy with our naming structure, and then somebody comes in to help us out, and they're like, sir, I don't know what that means, or where do I find that? See, you didn't name it clearly enough. So you got to get on that habit, name it clear. But let's just say the homepage tag. I'm going to go to the homepage tag. I'm going to go to build here. And what I did was I said, which video? So what's cool about Groundhogg is when you are in this, so basically I added the step, or added the benchmark, excuse me. And then after I added the benchmark, right, I said which video I wanted it to apply to. So, and then after I said which video I wanted to apply to, the next step was apply a tag. And that's where I applied the homepage video tag. So when somebody watches this video, they get tagged. When they get tagged, they opt in. So this is something that is very, very important, because then I can start to go in there and really build out my funnel. But first, if we're talking about video marketing, I wanted to get them in and tagged based on the video. And then I can decide to send them an email, right? Or do other things. And that's what I like about Groundhogg is it is clear. You can see it. It is simple, and it's already there for you. So we got tags, emails, and funnels. And I did the same thing for all of my tags to start off a funnel based on that. So I want to show you what this looks like in real time, because I'm sure some of you are like, well, thank you for showing me the inside, but we want to see, what does it look like on the surface level, right? What does it look like in real life? So that's the reason why here I have this demo site that we created. And since we are called Iconic Templates, right, because that's what it's brought to you by, we used our own templates in order to create these pages here. And so all I did was I built out the page with our template. And then as you can see here, I'm going to play this. I'm going to mute this so you guys don't have to hear it. But let's see, is this the one where I get to halfway? Boom. Okay, that's the first one right there. So that's the sign up feature. I put it at 50% halfway through, and now it has, you gotta put in your email in order to watch the rest of the video. Notice there is no skip this. Like, no, you ain't skipping my Lou. Ain't no skip my Lou, my darling. No, you're gonna put the email to watch the rest of this video, because this content is too valuable. As Mr. Toby was saying, as Paul was saying, look, we work too hard. We work too hard to be just giving everything away for free, and we ain't getting nothing in return. And that's what this is about right here. So you can't really skip this particular video because of that situation. Now let me go to another one. Let me go to About page real quick. And matter of fact, while I'm there, let me do this real quick, so I can show you all in real time. Let me show you all real time.
Hello.
Oh, so let me show this one first. So there, I want you all to see that here is the call to action, right? At the end of the video, I told you I put it at the end, and then we have the call to action bar right here. and it comes in at 25%, it drops right there. So that's why I want y'all to see, like, it doesn't interrupt the video. It's just right here, and it's nice, it's neat, it looks good. And then at the end of the video, you have that particular call to action as well too. So you're double downing. And then let me go back to the about page right quick. And then add the 50% marker. Okay, Bing, Maestro Stevens at, oh, put AOL. Who remembers AOL? If you remember AOL, put one in the chat. If you remember AOL, and dial up.
Unordered list. And if I
see how when I put my email in there, it lets me watch the rest of the video. You've got mail. There you go, Gary. I wish I had if I had the "You Got Mail" sound effect, I probably should have like the Meg Ryan, and was it Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan who did "You Got Mail," whatever. But I wish I had a "You Got Mail" sound effect on there, but I didn't have it. So, boo this man, boo me. Okay, bam. So now I have right here. You see how it works? It just integrated like magic, like butter, baby, and it's right there. So that's one cool thing that you just noticed, that it happened in real time. Now, the reason why I'm in another browser, because the thing is that if you are testing these out, you have to be in incognito and you can't be logged in. You cannot be logged in. So if I were logged in, you would have never saw that email sign up. I'm trying to tell you right now, that is a gem of a secret, because that was bothering me like the plague for hours. Like, why can I not? I was going through watching YouTube videos like, okay, what am I doing wrong? Oh, I'm logged in. See, I'm not in incognito, I'm logged in. That's why I don't see it, because that was bothering me. You ever hit the support request and you know that you don't need to be support requesting, because the thing that you're looking for is right there in front of your face, but oftentimes we overlook that stuff. Yes, we do. So you see it's right here. If I were logged in, another thing I wanted to show you real quick. So let's say that I was logged in as, so let's go to users. And I'm going to log in as, I'm going to switch to Cami. Let me see, does Cami already have nope, okay, I'm going to switch to Cami. Let me go back. I thought it was going, the reason why I'm showing you this, okay, so I'm Cami right now. Nope, I'm not Cami. I'm supposed to be Cami, and I'm not Cami. So let me go back to Cami. I'm going to switch to Cami. Didn't switch user. Oh, okay, let me refresh this. See, y'all. You be trying to do too much, and then the thing go wrong. Oh, users, come on, don't mess up on me. It's all good. It's all good. All right, so let me switch back. Okay, now let me go to switch to Cami, and then I'm going to switch to Cami, and I'm going to try to watch the video. So let me open this up real quick. I'm going to show you in real time. I'm just showing y'all this in real time so y'all can see what's up. Okay, so here's the about page. I'm going to pretend that I'm Cami. Switch to, and then I'm going to refresh this, watch this video, or play the video.
there.
So I played the video, playing the video. Okay, bam, I just played the video. So now let me switch back. And then let's go to contacts. And let's search for Cami. And so now you can see here, if I click on here, you can see the tag. So, oh, and that wasn't the one. It's supposed to be the about page tag. But let me switch to another one. We're gonna do this one more time. So let me go to all users. And this time we're gonna go to Alicia. So I'm gonna switch to Alicia. All right, let me refresh this. And let's go to, let's go to the contact page. Okay. So let's let it play for a little hot second. And it's only works because I'm logged in. That's why I'm switching to the user, because that's the way that it's able to track the information, right? So contact page. All right. Let me even do the video completion. Let's see what happens if I go all the way to the end. All right. So let's switch back. And then we're going to go to contacts. And then there was Alicia. Again, this is all new, y'all. Like, this is all new. Bam, contact page tag. So you see how it tagged based on the automation that I made. It even is giving you some activity information. Watch 90%. I completed the video. Apply the tag. This is video marketing automation. Like, this is, I'm trying, if anything, as I mentioned before, understanding the difference between video marketing and video. This is the part that I feel is like one of the sweetest parts about this integration between Groundhogg and PrestoPlayer, is that you can create this synchronicity, and it gives you these capabilities. Now you have all this contact information here. You got the tags, and then you know a little bit more about Alicia, right, of her watching the video. So this was awesome, and this is what I love about this particular integration. So video analytics, and this is the last part right here. To just top it off, we got to put the cherry on top of the cake. No, it ain't my birthday, but if it was, I have y'all cash at me. I'm just joking. So the cherry on top of the cake, right? So let's go to settings here and PrestoPlayer and integrations. And this is a PrestoPlayer Pro. But again, if you're using the integration for Groundhogg with PrestoPlayer, then you already have the Pro version. So you would just enable this and then add your Google Analytics. Now, again, well, not again. Don't you hate when people be saying it again? It's like, what's the first time you telling me? How can it be again? So Google Analytics is sunsetting Google Universal Analytics. And I'm not even gonna talk about Universal Analytics. Let's just say GA4. You wanna put your GA4 ID or tag here, and then that way you can start getting information sent into your Google Analytics based on your PrestoPlayer activities. So there's 3 different ways you can see analytics and get information and metrics about what's happening on your website. One way was in the contacts activity. Another way is through Google Analytics. And then the last way is going to be through PrestoPlayer's analytics. Enabling that right here. So if you enable that and then you go to analytics, and I just had a daughter, y'all, back in, well, not just had a daughter, but I had a daughter back in May, my first baby girl, and she's about to be speaking in a minute. She's gonna be like, twee, daddy, twee. I'm like, what do you say? You mean 3? Twee. So you got 3 places where you can see analytics, right? And that's why I want y'all to see. At contact activity, your Google Analytics, and here in PrestoPlayer, and then you can see the videos that have been played, and then you can compare and contrast all the data information, the data points that you want. That's for my analytical nerds out there. Got to give y'all a shout out. And it's pretty easy. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it as far as the presentation is concerned. In regards to quickly, so I know Adrian said that it's okay for us to do any type of shout outs for ourselves. So you can holla at me at hello@iconictemplates.com and contact me there. I want to thank everybody who gave me the opportunity. Adrian, thank you. Michelle, thank you. Shout outs to Kathy as well. And I'm just gonna give y'all a real quick snippet before I'm out of here. And then I'm out your hair. Barely got any here. You notice how like on here I got all this hair, I got all that hair popping. You're like, but you look almost bald as heck right now. I had to get it cut off, y'all. I had to let it go. So let me go back to the home page here. And this is what's cool, because I wanted to connect the dots for what Paul did for my session. I want to connect those dots to what this could do for Kathy's session when she's talking about Cadence and Cadence Cloud, which is basically a block-based plugin. So as I mentioned before, we use our own templates, and I built my templates through Cadence Cloud. So shout outs to Cadence, shout outs to Kathy. She's awesome. And right here, you can see that we have all types of templates. So if I want to go to video templates, I can click that right here. I can add a video template right here. Boom, bam, bing, papaya. We in there. We created these template placeholders here where you can literally just remove the advanced image and just type in, look for PrestoPlayer. So PrestoPlayer, Presto YouTube. Where is it? Presto YouTube. Am I missing it? There we go. And then this is how I did it. I just added the video. So let me get the GQ Man of the Year, Adrian, one more time in this joint. All right, there you go, man. Look, man, listen, we gonna need some. This man right here, this guy right here, needs to be on the magazine, y'all. All right, and see how quickly that was? I just replaced the video, added the video. I'm good. I'm about to get out. I can update it. When I update it, it updates here in real time. I don't know what page that is because again, we doing all this on the fly. Maybe that's the home page. Maybe it's not. It is what it is. Okay, it is. All right, we got him on here twice. We only need him twice, y'all. You only need one of Adrian per day unless he's trying to clone himself or do some weird stuff. All right, so that's it. Last but not least, I got to call a shout out because look, Paul hit it on the nail. We don't promote ourselves. Who is going to promote ourselves? If you all do want to go to iconictemplates.com and get a generous discount, just type in code Groundhogg40. Again, code Groundhogg40, and you will be good to go. For those of you all who want any help in creating a new WordPress website, I already had this set up before Paul did. So I was like, Paul, how you gonna do me before me? How you gonna take my idea? But basically, I'm starting a course myself. For those of you all who are interested, I will put the link in the chat. It's a wait list right now, and it's going to be awesome. Again, I'm using a lot of these practices I showed you today, but it's going to be a cohort. It's going to be the first one, and it's going to be at a significant discount because, yeah, I'm just a fan of just kind of getting the kinks out of things before I do, move to the next level. But just know when it comes to everything else that you learned here, you can use Groundhogg for this, or you can use another tool. Obviously, it's preferred to use Groundhogg because you're going to miss out some of those features when it comes to PrestoPlayer. But fundamental, the best practices apply to all across the board. So, any questions here? I'd be happy to answer.
Well, not only am I'm super flattered, by the way. This was a whole another level of energy that you brought to this session. So thank you for that. That I'm not only educated, I am entertained and flattered. It's like near the when you started talking about like the GQ magazine stuff, I'm just like my camera's turned up, but I was just like losing it. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for again bringing that energy and bringing that level of education over the last 55 minutes. I know you're a busy guy. I know you got other places and other things you could be doing. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be sharing with our audience. Now is the opportunity to drop any questions in the chat. If you have anything that you want to get clarification on, if you want to know a little bit more about his course that he's offering, links are in the chat there. Otherwise, we got new sessions with Kathy, which who you gave a shout out to from Cadence. We got that's the agency track because agencies should definitely be leveraging Cadence Cloud in order to be able to deploy client projects faster. So that's going to be a really interesting session. And we also have another agency session from James, who's going to be talking about branding. As implementers in the WordPress space, a lot of us get bogged down with like plugins and configuration and like the unique marketing strategies that we often forget about. Some of the more like pie in the sky, broad corporate level marketing stuff like brand, which is also important. So to talk more about that, we have James as well. Those are the two sessions coming up. Is there anything else that you wanted to drop in the last few minutes?
No, matter of fact, I'm going to give another shout out one more time to Kathy and Michelle and to you. I'm going to give y'all the Don DeMarco.
I love that. That's just hysterical. It's just hysterical. I love that. I've never. So what do you have? Like a little like sound mixer or something, and you just got a button and you just. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Well, we'll definitely be having you back for another event, Maestro. This because again, this is the first time. We last year I invited speakers personally just because I set it up like literally within 2 weeks and. Just invited people that I knew. This year, I've like send out a call for speakers, and Maestro applied, and I am so happy that you did. And we're looking forward to you being a staple of our community now.
Awesome! I love being able to test out the integration between PrestoPlayer and Groundhogg. It was pretty fun, like being able to just go through all the nuances. So I hope somebody learned something today.
I think they did. All right, we're going to wrap this one up, and we got 2 new sessions starting in just a few minutes. We'll see everybody there.
All right, y'all. Peace.